Hey, what is up, guys? Reference Bro here, back again with another video. Now, this is a what if video, and this is what if Stephen Curry joined the Charlotte Hornets in the 2017 offseason. I don't believe this will happen, but it very well could. Anything can happen, just like KD joined the Warriors. But I don't believe this will happen. And if it does, I will be projecting what their record would be and who they'd face in the playoffs. But before we get into it, I just want to give some background on Curry. Curry is from North Carolina. He played at Davidson University, which is in North Carolina. He grew up here as a kid because his dad played here for the Charlotte Hornets. And his dad is a reporter for the Hornets. Now, that would give you some type of, I guess, proof that you can entertain this idea. But as I said, I don't think it's going to happen. Now, if Curry did join the Warriors, not the Warriors, but the Hornets, it would probably be on a very big, a max deal. And the cap's going up next year, so you know they're just going to offer him a huge deal. But I think they'd have to trade away Batum because they just signed Batum this offseason, or re-signed him. But in this video, I have Batum in here because I just traded Curry here. But besides that, let's get to what the record would be. I believe they would go about 52-30 on their first year. It depends how many years he would spend here. Say if he spent 3 years here, the record would go up, of course. But I don't think chemistry would be a problem because their coach, Steve Clifford, is a very good coach, a very defensive-minded coach. The Hornets have one of the best defensive teams in the league, and they're exceptional at offense. And I'm not sure how Kemba Walker would fit into this. He maybe had to play shooting guard, or he could handle the ball, because I know Curry's pretty good off ball. Well, he's exceptional at off ball. But yeah, Kemba. As for Kemba, I think his numbers would drop just a little bit. And I think that Curry's numbers he'd average about 25 points per game. As for the playoffs, yes, they would make the playoffs. I think they'd fight with Toronto for the second seed. They could very well beat the Cavs. And I think that'd be a great matchup, Kemba and Curry versus Kyrie and LeBron. But if that were to happen, I think the Cavs would come out on top. I think Curry's a really good player, and he's just in a excellent system started by Steve Kerr. But I think he could excel at Charlotte. But yeah, I don't think they would win any rings, just because they're not as good as the Warriors, and pretty much everybody knows that. Even with Curry, they probably wouldn't be as good, because Curry, and well, they'd have to get rid of the team, so it'd be just Curry, Kemba, and like Marvin Williams. Like there isn't a big four like in Golden State. I think Curry could very well win the MVP here. He has a less chance of winning it at Golden State because, you know, Durant, Clay, Draymond. But as I said, I don't think this will happen. But if it did happen, it'd be pretty cool for Curry to play in his hometown and where he was from. I think they'd sign, if I haven't already said this, I think they'd sign him to a max deal, probably about maybe 3 or 4 years, if they were to sign him, of course, which I don't believe they'll probably go for him in the offseason. Maybe he won't re-sign in the middle of the season. But as for Bleacher Report, they've put many reports out. A picture of Curry in a Hornets uniform, of course, photoshopped. They've really entertained this idea, and this may be a big headline coming into the offseason if, of course, he does not re-sign. He said, quote, "It's on my radar." Now, that can mean anything. That doesn't mean he's gonna go there. That doesn't automatically mean he's gonna go there. But he might have it in his consideration, but I really don't think he will. But other than that, that is in the video. Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and share this video on social media. And I will be back very soon. I will not take another month or a couple month break. Might have been 2 months. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. See you later. Peace.